Hello again, everybody. This is GTF, and it's time for, once again, for everybody's favorite I Played a Thing. And for once, this time, I'm not doing a homebrewed game. Yeah, believe it or not, yeah, this one's by Capcom. Considering my history with games right here that you all have seen, you should be able to guess which one this is. And yeah, if the screen wouldn't give it away right there. Yeah, guess which Mega Man game this is. Time's up. No, it's Mega Man 5 for Game Boy. I'm just going to refer to that from now on as Rockman World 5, because that's easier to say than Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy every time I need to reference the bloody title. And also that would give me a decent talking point on describing the differences here. Yes, this is the 5th Mega Man game on the Game Boy, but it is not a rehash of Mega Man 5 from the NES. Neither were any of the Game Boy games before that. The Rockman World series was essentially its own kind of standalone series, in a sense. It basically rehashed like 2 games at any given time. Number 1 contained 4 bosses from Mega Man 1, and then another 4 from Mega Man 2. Rockman World 2 had the remaining guys from 2, and then threw in some from 3, and followed this pattern until we got to Rockman World 5 here. As we can see here, this guy we've never seen before, he certainly wasn't from Mega Man 5, and he's gonna beat the crap out of us in a second. Yeah, there we go. Gotta get the dramatic effect there of our weapons not doing shit to him. Yeah, that's pretty par for the course, I guess. You always have to shoehorn in some sort of upgrade in it somewhere. Yeah, here's the general shtick of Rockman World 5. Aliens are invading. Okay, not the most original thing out there, but, you know, it's Capcom, we can forgive them. Yeah, warrior robots from space. They are called, in the English version, they're called the Star Droids. In the Rockman World series, they were referred to as the Space Rulers. And their serial numbers were started with SRN, Space Ruler number. Yes, they all have numbers like every other Mega Man character. And here's where and also right here, Dr. Light is going to be showing off just how big of a creepy closet perv this guy actually is. Because when you think about it, he and Dr. Wily are clearly the biggest, like, evil pervs out there in the world when you think about the worst dirty old men ever. First off, one is because they built Roll, who is like perpetually a child, which means they built their own personal little lollipop. Second, Dr. Light has just given Mega Man the ability to fist people. Third, this chair is an eyesore. Fourth, let's get on with the game. Rockman World 5 for the Game Boy. I love this game, in all honesty. It was way better than any of the previous installments on the series. Unfortunately, it had some pretty snazzy music too, which is what we come to expect from any Mega Man game. But unfortunately, it's on the Game Boy, so we all know what the sound capacity was like on that thing. So yeah, some of the music in this game is painful to listen to, but others are pretty groovy and snazzy. And, here's the shoehorned little plot in here, like we ever actually gave a shit about Mega Man plot lines, really. That's probably when the X series started to go bad, is when it started taking itself too seriously. Kind of like Sonic. Yeah, that was better off without attempting to actually create stories. That's neither here nor there. Moving on, we now have our ability to shoot our fist at people, instead of having a charged up projectile. It is not quite the same. It's not just a cosmetic replacement for the Mega Buster. It actually has a shorter range. The fist will go to about, like, maybe 2/3 of the screen, maybe a little further, and then come back to you. It can still do damage on the return, but, you can't just, like, safely snipe at crap from the other end of the screen. You actually do have to get at least a little closer to them. It takes a little getting used to, but it's fine and easy enough to work with. And here's the standard for all the Rockman World series, where you only got 4 bosses at a time. Now, these guys are supposed to be from outer space and evil and whatnot, so take a guess on what they're named after. Yeah, they're all named after the planets, except for Pluto, because he's not a planet anymore. So I guess he got kicked out of the group later on. I don't know. Way to go, science. Yeah, I'm not going to shout "Get to the chopper" Too bad. I know you all want to hear it, but screw you. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. So we now shoot our fists at people, which officially makes Mega Man a super robot now, in my book. The only thing he needs now is lightning from his ears and maybe a laser from his crotch. And then we've got we've got all the super robot staples. Or at least the ones Go Nagai invented. Moving on. Yeah, another helicopter. Thankfully, we're never going to have to deal with these bastards again. Because it's kind of annoying with the rocking of the bloody ship here, constantly killing your height just enough so he's bobbing right out of your reach. Ugh. Yeah, it's gonna go on like this for a few passes. You also gotta be careful. You also have to make sure you are fully charged, otherwise your hand goes nowhere. That's probably the biggest downfall of the Mega Arm compared to the Mega Buster. Is, you know, at least if you shot half fully charged, you at least get a projectile going across the screen. And of course, you know, there always has to be water in at least a Mega Man game. Here's where we fight the current. Thankfully, they don't do this shtick too often in this game. Yeah, there's some pipes that are collapsible. If you shoot them, you'll get a shot of water or steam in your face. The steam will hurt. The water obviously doesn't. Also, interesting to note, for those of you who have not experienced the Game Boy games, you can die pretty darn quickly in this game because you have actually a significantly smaller life bar. The life bars on the Game Boy games contained 19 bars in it compared to 28 from the NES versions. This also means bosses can die fairly quick as well, and also if you are the kind of person that spams special weapons, you're probably going to end up burning through them a lot quicker too. Especially in this game where special weapon costs are actually pretty high. You can reduce the cost by scrounging up some special items hidden throughout the game to cut the weapon cost in half, but by the time you get that, you're pretty much in the end game and you don't have much of a need for the special weapons anymore outside of killing bosses. Alright, and it's time for some ladder climbing. For some reason, it feels like you climb ladders a little fast in this game, but that could just be my imagination. And of course, we have the death trap shooting through laser thing. Anyone who's played a Lekman stage, this should feel very familiar. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yes, something original from the Rockman World series was that there was always a new character introduced in each game that essentially, whose sole purpose in life was to kill you. He was literally invented for this purpose. I don't know how that differs from all of the other guys Wily built, but whatever. They were specifically known as the Rockman Killers, and there were 3 of them. There were technically 3, although there were 4 games before this. One of them was not officially a Rockman Killer. He's just kind of lumped together with them. Anyone who watches, like, Not Dave will probably know that he and I were back and forthing about that during his Rockman Forte for the Wonder Swan run, because said character Quint is heavily involved in that storyline. Sort of, kind of, not really, but sort of. And regardless, we're at our first boss. I'm showing off Tango here, our little cat partner here, because I'm never using him again. He's kind of useless. But he's cool, but incredibly useless. And this is pretty much what he does. In a stage, he's useless because he's going to run off the screen and right into a pit. So in a closed room, it's pretty much the only time where he's sort of functional. And you can still shoot while he's running around, so it's not so bad. But yeah, he's kind of useless. I'm never using him again after this, so... This is pretty much all Neptune does. Remember, Mega Man games were never really known for exceptionally smart AI. And I'm pretty sure I've shot him more than Tango hurt him. But we're gonna get our first special weapon of the game. Right now. Oh yeah, forgot. Yeah, they still always do that. Here we go. I do like this weapon get screen. This is probably one of my favorites out there. It's a nice little cutscene sort of thing. I mean, it's up there with Mega Man 6's as far as my favorite, where he shot the screen and and turned into his whatever rainbow color of the day was. I like that one too. Then we got Saltwater. Yeah, I'm not kidding, that's the name of it. Saltwater. Right. Whatever. Alright. Here's our ridiculously complicated password. You can choose to buy crap or just go back to the stage select. I'm hoarding bolts for a little while because I need P-chips because I need a lot of cash. So, that concludes our first episode. I'm GTF. See you next time.